Now, mistake number two. Mistake number two. It's called life forms. Okay. I want you to give me an example of life forms you know. What kind of life forms do you know? How many life forms there are on planet Earth? So let me give you some life forms. There are fungi, and there are bacteria, and there are germs, and there are viruses, and there are plants, yes? And there are amoeba, and there are animals, and people are also life forms, etc. True or false? Yes? So there are many, many life forms, and you have a list. Each one of you have a list. Each one of you have in your own mind a list of all kinds of life forms you know. Yes? Now, what makes a life form a life form? How a life form become a different life form? Why we call this thing a life form and this is a different? Why fungi is a different life form than amoeba, than people? Why? Actually, what makes a life form, each different life forms requires a different handling. They need a different handling. They need different food. They need different conditions. They need different handling. Yes, that's what makes a life form life form. Now I want to ask you. The environment is part of the handling. Yes, they need a different temperature. They need some live in water, some live in this. Different handling. Okay. So now, did you notice that you did not include children in your list of life forms? Is that true or not? No one wrote children as a life form. Yes. Yes. But is it true that most adults have a belief that children requires a different handling than adults? Fascinating. So basically, secretly, most adults believe that children are different life forms. They're not human. They're not falling under human. They're specialized kind of human by the way that they're handling them. Now, and hence, most parents have the hidden concept that says children are different kinds of species. They are a different life form and they require different handling. How do I know? I'll show you how do I know. Okay. I want you to make a list. Of things you would not allow a stranger to do to your kids or any kids. Just make a list of things that are no. Never. A stranger, I will never allow a stranger to do it to my kids. You will not allow a stranger to hit your kid, for example. You will not allow a stranger to talk badly to your kid, or to any kid. Yes, not just to your kid, to any kid. Just make a list of those things. If you don't have kids, just make a list of what you think, like not your kids, like what you would not, what you don't think that is right for stranger to do to kids, any kids, not only your kids, any kids. You don't need to have kids to know that it's not okay to hit kids, for example. Yes. Okay, good. Now, do you include things like violently shouting at your child? Did you do that? Did you include violently shouting at your child or at any children? Yes, is it including that on your list? Did you include dragging children body with force? Did you include that? Yes, abuse in general. Did you include insulting children in the presence of other kids? Did you include that? Did you include ignoring the child's opinion? Did you include getting angry with the way your child thinks? Did you include those things? Yes. So do you agree that those things that you include, you cannot find almost any parents that don't do some or all of those things to their own kids? Why would they do that? Because they think that they're a different life form. Yes. Now, why do you think parents are so upset when a stranger do that to their kids, but they're okay when they do it to them, to their kids? Why do you think that they're so upset when a stranger do that? If a stranger come to your child and shout at him, you will kill him. But if you do it, it's different. Why? I'll tell you why.